Check, 1, 2. Welcome to Kiwiradio.nz. King Ruba, welcome to the chat room there on YouTube. Hello. We have guests rolling in the red carpet already. It's our weekly showcase of New Zealand music here from down under New Zealand, streaming to the world on both Kiwiradio.nz as well as upfm.co.nz. We do this each and every week, and we've got the lovely Lorenzo Hazelwood on the phone right now. How's it going, mate?
Hey, man, I'm good. Thanks for having me on.
No worries. There was actually your manager that got in touch with me, and I had a listen to some of your music, and it looks like you've been rubbing some shoulders with some of the biggest, greatest grunge people of all time. Maybe just explain what your world's been like in the past 2 months.
It's been very interesting. I assume you're referring to me running into my old mate Eddie Vedder.
Yeah,
which was
from Pearl Jam, right?
Yeah, man. I also saw Mike McCready, the guitarist, as well. So that was a very cool experience.
Where was that?
We basically just heard that was down at the Viaduct in Auckland. Yeah, just before their show here.
Wow. Well, tell us what happened.
Yeah, well, basically we're on Facebook, and we saw if you know Jason Kerrison, the singer from Op Shop. He was playing a covers set with his band down at the I think it was Headquarters, the little bar restaurant there, and he just posted on his Facebook that Eddie Vedder had walked by the sound check and was like, "Hey man, I'm going to come and check you guys out when you guys start the set at 4." So he posted that to his Facebook, and we saw that, and we were in the area, and we boosted down there, and we basically just hung around for a couple of hours until he showed up, and yeah, got to meet the legend himself. So it was pretty incredible, man.
Did you exchange any words of wisdom?
Words of wisdom. I mean, we did have a little chat. He asked me about my band and everything, and I told him that, you know, he was pretty much the guy that really pushed me over the edge to actually start singing. Yeah, it was just like a really inspiring sort of experience. I can't say there was any words of wisdom. He was sort of he was very soft-spoken, and I guess a man of few words, probably saving his voice for the show that night. But yeah, man, it was unreal.
That's awesome. And I hope it's inspired you for the rest of the year. Tell us a little bit about yourself as a musician, what sort of music you play, all that fun stuff.
So we're here today talking about my solo project, which is just under my name, which is basically me sitting in a room with an acoustic guitar and just coming up with whatever I can. It's heavily inspired by the sort of the grunge movement, the 90s stuff. I would say Days of the New being one of my sort of biggest inspirations in terms of having all the songs be pretty much based around the acoustic guitar, but still keeping it rock and getting a little bit heavy with it at times as well. But yeah, so I also sing for the band Silkro as well. So we do a lot of gigs and stuff, and you can check out our music all over the place. But yeah, I guess I'm just a grunge influenced guy making songs.
That's awesome. Well, very exciting to have you in the show. Again, hello to King Rubes there in the chat room. Let us know who's listening. You can chat to us live at youtube.com/@KiwiRadioNZ. You heard it here. It's Lorenzo Hazelwood Lorenzo Hazelwood this week. We're a storytelling podcast there, so we play 3 songs from you, and you can tell us the behind-the-scenes stuff for each song. How does that sound?
Yeah, man. Sounds good. I'll do my best.
Let's get started with the first track. It's called Nothing Man. What's it about?
So Nothing Man is about, I usually don't go into great detail about what these songs are about, but with this song in particular, it's a little bit easier. It's pretty much just basically about feeling like you're getting nowhere with whatever you're doing in life, and for me that was music, just sort of just grinding away and nothing ever feeling like it's really happening or going anywhere. And I guess it's pretty straightforward lyrically when it comes to that. I have, it's probably the oldest song that I've written that's a part of these new ones that we're going to talk about tonight. I did want to dedicate it to my friend Campbell, who passed away a few years ago now. So this is sort of in dedication to him, as it was sort of his favorite song of mine. It wasn't written about him, but I want to dedicate it to him as well. So yeah, that's a bit about it.
All right, thanks for that, mate. Well, let's play your music, and you're tuned into Kiwiradio.nz. Lorenzo Hazelwood.
Something good to say, drowning in negativity as I force this all inside. It's for you and me to be, or to be, or to be. Changing me, I feel it growing deep beneath. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I'm nothing now. In my disbelief, I fear everything. Well, I'm nothing, man, I'm going nowhere. Nothing, man, it's all I am. I've got nothing, man, I'm going nowhere. Nothing, man, it's all I am. I've got nothing, man, I'm going nowhere. Yeah. Nothing, man, it's all I am. I've got nothing, man, I'm going nowhere. Yeah.
You're locked to Kiwiradio.nz. Lorenzo, mate, what a pair of lungs you have there. I do apologise in advance if you found that it was pitched up a little bit. I realised the DJ deck was pitched up by like 2%, but we'll pretend that didn't happen, and I'll just put it back to 0. So tell us a little bit about your origin story. What was the reason behind starting music?
Well, I mean, I guess it just comes from being a young fella in the world, growing up and hearing music and becoming interested in it. I come from a very musical family, especially on my mother's side. So I was introduced to lots of different music growing up, and lots of different family members and stuff play guitar and different instruments and everything. And my mum always wanted me to play guitar, and she bought me a guitar when I was younger, and sort of started taking some lessons and stuff at school. And then after sort of a short while of that, learning, theory and notation and scales and stuff as like a 7 or 8 year old or whatever, I got very sick of it, and I just put it aside and, decided I wasn't going to do that anymore. And then, a few years later, getting sort of 11, 12 years old sort of thing, getting into rock music and getting into bands like Rage Against the Machine and even like Foo Fighters and stuff like that, I decided that I would like to start playing guitar again. So I dug out my old what was it, like a Strat copy, and I got some lessons from a guy I knew, and it basically all started from there. So I started playing the guitar first, and then I sort of, just kept doing that for years and getting into heavier and heavier music, into metal and stuff. And, just for a while, just thinking like, oh, I just, love to play guitar in a metal band or something, And then started teaching myself the drums, and then singing came maybe when I was about 17 or so, and just started doing that, and it just sort of snowballed and developed. And then it took another turn when I picked up my first acoustic guitar and started singing with that and actually writing songs. That's really where things started to develop sort of musically for me. So that's a bit of an overview.
It's nice to hear people's stories of where they came from and musically. So that's cool. Bleed You is the next track. Yeah. What's this one about, mate? And I know you don't like to kind of like say, leave it to interpretation essentially, but give us one or two nuggets.
I can say it was a sort of in the post breakup sort of vibe, so that's a bit of a nugget for you there. But some other things I can say, like it's probably Nothing Man was probably like the oldest song that out of these three. And then this is probably like the next oldest out of that one. And while I was recording them, I'd sort of recorded maybe 5 or 6, 7 songs, and Bleed You of Me was the first song that really started to take shape in terms of the production and stuff. Who I did with a guy named Az Burns, who did all the drum programming and the bass and mixing and all of that stuff. And then Bleed You of Me basically became like the bar that we wanted all the other recordings to sort of reach that level in terms of production quality and how the arrangement fit together and all of that stuff. So it was the first one out of this last batch of songs that I was really like, okay, this is going somewhere. So
cool. And we see more people in the chat room, so hello Grenville as well, which reminds me tonight's podcast sponsor is Musician Buddy app. So if you've got an Apple device like iPad or iPhone, it's free to try, and it connects musicians with their audience. So why not? What another great platform for musicians to try out. That's Musician Buddy. Find it in your Apple store. Okay, so we're going to go into your second track now. It's called Bleed You, and you're tuned in to Kiwiradio.nz. We do this each and every week, Tuesday night, 7 to 8 p.m. New Zealand time. Thanks for tuning in to everyone. Check this out if you like grunge, that kind of vibe, 90s. Yeah, check it out.
Give me a reason to go on. Give me a life where I belong. Yeah. Show me the nightmare I can't escape. Show me the life I've missed and wait. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Give me a light and another reason for you. Treason of her. Tell me a way that I can bleed this from you. Bleed you of me now. Give me a reason to move on. Show me the light and give me a song. Yeah. Tear me away from everything. Give me a place where I feel strong. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Give me a light and another reason for you. Treason of her. Tell me a way that I can bleed this from you. Bleed you of me now. Will I ever be myself if I know I'm someone else? If I leave the light unshown, will you hand me everything? And I know I'm not alone, but I feel I'm far from home. And I know I'm just a man, so I'm not the one to come and save you now. Give me a light and another reason for you. Treason of her. Tell me a way that I can bleed this from you. Bleed you of me now.
Kiwi Radio, your weekly showcase of New Zealand music. Lorenzo Hazelwood, very, very awesome. Grenville is in the chat room there, mate, saying that your sound is very much like Alice in Chains vibe, but in your original way. So, yeah, and he's saying great track. So, congrats on
Oh,
that.
that's great. I mean, Alice in Chains is one of my favorite bands, so it's a big compliment.
Yeah, and for me too, I really like this grunge throwback as well. I don't really hear it much in terms of like from New Zealand, so I think you've curved a bit of a niche and a bit of an outlet there for people that love grunge. So that's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. So
Yeah.
your goals and plans for 2025, tell us what that looks like.
Goals and plans. I definitely want to do a bunch of gigs. I'd love to get overseas at some point this year and play, at least an acoustic gig or something like that. If I can't get over with my band Silk Row, maybe over to Australia or something and see where it goes from there. I'd love to finish off this project of mine, which is my Liminal Spaces project, these are the sort of the first 3 singles from that. I've just got so many songs, and I'm trying to whittle it down into something close to an album. It might be more, it might be less. So I'd like to get that done this year. And just go deeper and just keep writing and improving as a singer and songwriter and musician in general, and try to build a bit more of an audience and stuff like that. So yeah, man, just have fun with it too. That's the main thing, having fun. Yeah.
We've got a lot of interaction in the chat room tonight, which is great. So I'll play the next song and jump on the secondary computer and chat to you all, because there's some questions there of where we can find your music. But basically, if you want to check out Lorenzo's music, you can either go on Linktree, linktr.ee/Lorenzo Hazelwood, and the same handle as well for your Instagram. So that's Lorenzo Hazelwood, Lorenzo, Hazel as in the color, and wood as in trees. There we go. Very cool. No, that's cool. Hey, so what about other announcements? Is there anything you'd like to announce in terms of gigs coming up? Where can people find you live?
So in terms of solo gigs, I will quickly whip out the old calendar. So I'm based in Auckland currently. So my next gig is just out of Auckland in a place called Warkworth at the Tahi Bar, which is on the 27th of April. So that'll just be a sort of Sunday afternoon cover vibe, acoustic covers, and throwing in some original songs in there as well. And then on the 29th of May is the next Silk Row gig. So that'll be at Whammy Bar with Animal Head and at the Powder Chute. So that'll be the one to keep your eye out for, 29th of May.
Yep, and all details on Lorenzo Hazelwood. Tell him that you heard him on Kiwi Radio. We love showcasing, people's talents and music. And it sounds like you got a few new fans for tonight. So mission accomplished there. Well, it's the third and final song. It's pretty quick tonight. But tell us about your third number here. It's called Dreams.
Yeah, so I wrote Dreams with running into a person from, lifetimes ago, if you will. It's definitely the newest of these 3 songs. So I wrote this song last year and recorded it in the same year. I really got inspired by Billy Strings, the bluegrass country guitarist, and I was sort of mucking around with some of his songs and learning some of his riffs and runs and licks and stuff. And he had a song that was in Dadgad with a capo on 3. So I was just in that guitar tuning and mucking around and came up with that intro riff that you'll hear shortly. And basically just started with that intro riff and ran it all the way through and got what you hear now. So it's probably my favorite of these 3 songs at the moment. It's a bit less conventional structure-wise, and it's my longest song by far. Not by that much, to be honest, but considering the first song that I released was over 5.5 minutes long, this song's like 6.5 minutes long. So it's an experience, but I can't thank my producer Az enough for coming up with he came up with the bass parts and all the drum parts for this, and he mixed it as well. So he's an absolute legend. So, but yeah, that's it. That's Dreams. Hope you guys enjoy.
I like how you said experience when it comes to lengthy songs or long plays. I for one, am a fan of long plays. It takes me back to, the 70s era of Pink Floyd, that kind of thing, right? Where, it takes the listener on a journey into... And speaking of thanks, you thank your producer. We've got Michelle, who's your manager as well. She said she's going to be listening to the replay. She's on a business dinner. She's on a business dinner tonight, but says hello. But otherwise, any other mentions or shout-outs? before we play your song?
Well, shout out to you, man, for having me on. Yeah. Shout out to my mum for, putting up with me yelling and screaming all throughout the years, the friends and the family, who else? Pretty much everyone.
Fans
if you're listening to this,
yeah.
Exactly. If you're listening to this, I appreciate you, and hope we can hang out sometime.
Yeah, and that means you, King Rubes, in the chat, and also Greenville over there. And
big shout out to King Rubes. It's a great name, and Greenville, we love you too.
Listening
awesome.
all the way from Hawke's Bay, which is pretty cool. All right, you're tuned into Kiwiradio.nz. Oh, by the way, Greenville's followed you on Instagram, so that's cool. So you guys can chat.
Very good.
Awesome. That's what it's all about here in Kiwi Radio, creating a bit of a community and cheerleading our wonderful talent from New Zealand. If you're a fan of grunge, fan of this kind of music from the 90s and stuff, do check out Lorenzo Hazelwood. That's Lorenzo Hazelwood, who's a rock musician from Auckland, New Zealand. We're going to play your last track and then say our farewells at the tail end. Sound good?
Yeah, man, sounds good.
Okay, Kiwi Radio. And just so you know, this is a 6-minute anthem taking you on a journey with Lorenzo Hazelwood. The track is called Dreams. You heard it here on Kiwi.
All I feel is water running over me, and I love the way you wanna be friends with me. All my dreams keep running, running after me. Yeah. All this love keeps haunting, I'll give it just one more try before I lose it all tonight. I want this, I don't need this, like I'm on it on a Saturday afternoon. I've got this, I'll break it, like I'm falling while I'm on my way to you. Sometimes I dream and don't like what I see, but I love what I thought was to be. All my dreams keep running, running after me. Yeah. And I hate the way you wanna be dead to me. And I'll give it just one more try before I lose it all tonight. I want this, I don't need this, like I'm on it on a Saturday afternoon. I've got this, I'll break gave it just all I had, but still I gave you all away. I'm on it on a Saturday afternoon. I've got this, I'll break it like I'm falling while I'm on my way to you. I want this, I don't need this, like I'm falling while I'm on my way to you. Yeah.
Kiwiradio.nz, brought to you by the lovely people at Musician Buddy. That's an app for musicians to live stream gigs to paying customers and hirers. Musicians can build a profile of themselves on the app, which includes a short video profile, and then select occasions and genres and connect directly with their audience. Try it out. It's free if you've got an Apple device such as iPhone and iPad. Now, very awesome. It's lovely to be playing this kind of music. First of all, comments in the chat there. Thanks for joining as well there, Lorenzo. So thanks for interacting with our audience. But yeah, so very strong voice indeed. I agree. What a voice. Love the 90s vibe there by Grenville. And yeah, we're looking forward to more, mate. And you forgot to mention that was actually an unreleased track, right?
Yeah, I did. I wanted to give you guys a bit of a sneak preview, so I thought I'd chuck that in there. Yeah.
Oh yeah! Unreleased.
Very nice.
That's awesome.
Very awesome. Yeah, so that's the
Yeah.
show. It's a quick in and out, and but basically Lorenzo Hazelwood, you need to check him out. Any final words before we sign off? That's the show, mate.
Yeah, dude, thank you so much for having me on, and appreciate you supporting local Kiwi music. It's always a good thing to see and be involved in. Yeah, if you want to find more of me, it's just Lorenzo Hazelwood. That's pretty much my handle on all the social media and YouTube and Spotify and stuff, and also my band Silk Row. We've got some stuff in the works and some gigs coming up, as I mentioned previously. So yeah, thank you guys for listening, and thanks for having me on, man.
No worries, mate. It's been a pleasure, and we hope you stay cool and stay creative. Thanks for popping by.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. Anytime.
All right, you have a good night, and keep us informed of any new releases. We'll be happy to plug it.
Yeah, will do. Thank you, man. You too.
Cheers. That is Lorenzo Hazelwood. A very nice, very efficient show tonight. Duncan Harwood is in the chat room saying, go Lorenzo and Ralphie. Duncan, I don't think I've seen you around the chat, so thank you very much for joining us. King Rubes is saying epic stuff. Thank you, King Rubes, for joining us. And of course, Grenville. And of course, check out Musician Buddy app if you've got an Apple device. It's free to try. Coming up this month, we've got some fantastic musicians each and every week. So bookmark this time every week, where we will be showcasing some fresh hidden gems from New Zealand, essentially. There's some really cool music coming from this lovely country of ours. Next week, we have Samantha Josephine coming back on the podcast. She's also quite grunge as well. So if you like this genre, you might like her next week. Cara Rhodes is joining us as well. Now, there's a wonderful artist called Ben Rugg, but he's going to be joining us on a Wednesday midday stream. So we do one live show every week where we invite guests to come into the studio. So that happens at the last Wednesday of each month. So remember that, last Wednesday of each month. And we're actually booked for that till June. And the phone interviews will book till September now. And it's only the start of April. Before I go, there's been no April Fool's jokes tonight. Sorry about that. It's not a comedy show, and I'm not very good at coming up with jokes on the spot. So we'll leave it at that. We hope you have a lovely evening. Continue digging out hidden gems and rooting for your local musicians. It's a hard road for many of us here in the local music scene, but that's what makes authentic music that touches the hearts and souls of many. And with that, I say good night.
Stay cool, stay creative.
Oh yeah, Kiwi Radio. Bye everyone.